Good afternoon. This is a walkthrough through At Home Learning Week 3, Session 1. I will go through each of the problems. I will show you how I would have done them and the correct answers. So right here it says determine whether the relationship between the quantities shown in each table is linear, and if so, a constant rate of change. Every line, which means linear, will have to have a constant rate of change to be linear. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite the horizontal table to vertical, putting my x's here and my y's here. I'll have 2, 4, 6, and 8. I have 7, 14, 21, and 28. For my constant rate of change means I'm going to do the change of y over the change of x. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to find out how much the y's are increasing. And it's 7, and then this is 7, and this is by 7. That's constant. I also have to check the other side. That is plus 2. That is plus 2. That is plus 2. My change of y over my change of x is 7 over 2. It was constant. This is my constant rate of change. Yes, it is a line. Example number 2, again, determine whether the relationship of the quantities shown in the table is linear. If so, determine the constant rate of change. If not, explain your reasoning. When I look at these, I'm going to use a vertical table. I'm going to write 1, 2, 3, and 4. 21.8. Hard to draw these with the mouse. 43.6. 68.8. and 90.6. It will only be a line if I have a constant rate of change. So I'm going to look for my change of y over my change of x. Okay? And here's my x's and here's my y. When I subtract, when I find out what the difference is between 21.8 and 43.6, I find that it is 21.8. When I subtract 68.8 minus 43.6, I get 25.2. Sorry, 25.2. They're different, but I'm going to go check because it's the ratio of the change of y or the change of x. I'm going to see this as plus 1, and I'm going to see this as plus 1. Therefore, my change, this one is 21.8 over 1. The next one is 25.2 over 1. They are not equal, not a line. And no, it does not have a constant rate of change. Question 3, it says determine the constant rate of change, then interpret its meaning. Constant rate of change is the same thing as slope. That's what we are doing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize this point right here and this point right here. And I'm going to make a table. My first point, my x value is 3. When my y value is 60, it's my y value. For this point right here, my x value is 6, when my y value is 30. When I'm looking at this graph, I realize that it is decreasing. I know that it's going to be a negative slope. It's going to be a negative slope by sight. It will also be here. When I find the change from 60 to 30, that is minus 30. When I find the change from 3 to 6, it is plus 3. Slope, or the rate of change, is the change of y over the change of x, which is negative 30, divided by 3, which is negative 10. This answer right here would be negative 10. Oops, sorry, didn't change my marker. That would be negative 10 feet per second. The interpret its meaning, it's a descent of 10 feet for every second. Descent means negative, so that's your negative 10 right there. You would not do descent negative 10, you would do descent 10. Going on to the next question, does a proportional linear relationship exist? We are wondering whether it is proportional. You have two rules to be, again, didn't change my marker. I'm very new at this. There are two rules for proportional is, one, is it a line? Two, does it go through 0, 0? Both of these have to be a yes. Is it a line? Yes, in this case it is. On this case it is. Check mark here. Does it go through 0, 0? No. Then this is not proportional. Two questions to answer, both have to be yes for it to be proportional. On to the next question. Explain your reasoning. Why did you select the answer? The reasoning is one, not going through 0, 0, even though it is a line. Remember, both things have to be true. Number 6, determine the constant rate of change. What we're going to do is we're going to again make the table. We're going to use that value and that value. We're going to create a table. Constant rate of change is we are actually finding slope. So slope and constant rate of change is the same thing. Ooh, that does not look like a P. Slope. So this value right here is 3, 1,000. My X and my Y. This value right here is 6 and 2,000. Do my change of Y over my change of X. Here I'm adding 1,000. Ooh, sorry. I'm adding 1,000 here. I am adding 3. My change is 1,000. Oh, that does not look like 1,000. Sorry. My constant rate of change is 1,000 over 3. So determine the constant rate. When I simplify that, that is 333 $0.33 per day. And where I'm getting my words is I am getting my words right here, the dollar and the day. Let's look at this. The interpret of its meaning, because it is a positive slope, it is an ascent or ascending of 300, and this should be dollars per day. This, they had taken it from the last question, so this gets scratched out. It's an edit, so it's $333.33 per day. Next question, does a proportional linear relationship exist? The two rules, oh, did it again. Trying to do this too fast. Two rules, it has to be a yes, or two questions that you have to answer are, is it a line? And two, does it go through 0, 0. We'll make that a 0. So let's look at this. Is it a line? Yes, that's a line. Check mark. Does it go through 0, 0? Yes, it does. This is a proportional relationship. This question asks, explain your reasoning. A line going through 0, 0. If you have any questions on these 8 problems, please do not hesitate to send me a message through Schoology and or send me an email. Thank you very much.